This is a press release by the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB. 17th of October 2023. Mr. Abdulrashid Yerima should focus on the terrorists ravaged north and leave the peaceful southeast alone. It is pathetic that Igboland, that has won global record several times as the most peaceful place in Nigeria by the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, has been turned into an unsafe place by some state actors and non-state actors, under the sponsorship of the federal government of Nigeria, just to blackmail the IPOB movement for seeking Biafra independence. The state-sponsored insecurity has given Boko Haram sponsors and sympathizers the latitude to point fingers to the southeast as an unsafe region while ignoring their northeast, northwest, and north-central regions that is ravaged by terrorists and bandits. The insecurity in the southeast is sponsored by Nigerian government to blackmail IPOB. It will be callous and treacherous for Honorable Benjamin Kalu, the NAS Deputy Speaker, to link IPOB to the infamous sit-at-homes and violence in the southeast, while ignoring the government's double agent who lives in Finland. Honorable Kalu should know better and stop politicking with IPOB. For a supposed informed Igbo man to join the enemies of his people to blackmail IPOB is pitiful. As for Mr. Abdulrashid Yerima, who joined in blackmailing IPOB, he should be asked how many times he has condemned his bandits and terrorist brothers ravaging the northern parts of Nigeria. Has Mr. Yerima traveled to his village without paying ransom or settling bandits and terrorists controlling his region? What gave him the temerity to talk about insecurity in the southeast region? Mr. Abdulrashid Yerima is a tribal bigot who is speaking out of hatred against Igbos and the IPOB agenda. He and his political and tribal colluders cannot claim ignorance that IPOB has consistently disassociated ourselves from the criminal activities and violence, including the infamous sit-at-homes in the southeast. Nigeria DSS can't also claim that they don't know those behind the insecurity in the east at last. According to their latest press statement, DSS exonerated IPOB from all the mischief that the agent provocateurs have been causing in Biafra land and using the name of IPOB and our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in doing so. The sponsored perpetrators are no longer hiding their activities. Their activities are now known in the open for the whole world to see. Why is the Nigeria government, some politicians, and the media in Nigeria mute on the perpetrators, but keep linking their violent activities to IPOB? All efforts to blackmail IPOB with sponsored insecurity in Biafra land has already been defeated by IPOB. The Nigerian government has paid the media to remain mute on the terrorist abduction of school children and university students, and killings of civilians going on daily basis in the north, while focusing all their attention on their sponsored insecurity in the southeast by their federal government of Nigeria. The Fulani federal government of Nigeria, under the Islamic jihadists, has in the past 8 years failed woefully to use brutal force to suppress IPOB's peaceful agitation, while they are negotiating and indirectly funding Boko Haram, ISWAP, Ansaru terrorists and Fulani bandits. Any individual and group that is still blackmailing IPOB is playing the script of the Nigerian government. The Fulani, Igbo, Yoruba cabals who are the beneficiaries of the insecurities and crimes going on in the east, should allow the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu if they are genuinely interested for peace to return to Biafra land. You people know exactly what to do to stop the insecurity, but you are not doing it, because you are directly and indirectly sponsoring it and benefiting from it. The terrorists who have been ravaging the northeast region for over 20 years are mainly from Kanuri tribe, yet the Nigeria government and her security agencies have never retaliated and burnt down Kanuri people's homes or destroyed their livelihood. But within the 2 years that the Nigeria government kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and sponsored pockets of criminality in the southeast, their murderous security forces have used that opportunity to kill many innocent Igbo youths, burnt many villages in the southeast region, and completely destroyed the livelihood of many Igbo people's lives across Igbo land. The violent activities from a few sponsored criminals are tagged on all Igbo people, and the entire Igbo people are being punished severely according to the Nigeria government's evil plans. We warn Mr. Abdulrashid Yerima about his unguarded utterances against IPOB, and focus his energy on curbing the activities of bandits and Boko Haram terrorists that are controlling the northern regions of Nigeria. Since the beginning of Boko Haram and bandit terrorist activities in the north, this Mr. Yerima has not publicly condemned them, but have the audacity to speak against IPOB as being responsible for insecurity in the east. He and his cohorts must understand that IPOB is not joking with our quest for Biafra independence. IPOB cannot halt our march for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or the restoration of Biafra, because of political expediency, ethnic bigotry, and ethnic cleansing, or their other tactics of evil profiling of Biafrans, particularly Igbo people. Biafra freedom is what we want, and that, we must get, whether they like it or not, period. The sponsors and purveyors of insecurity, violence, abductions, and killings of Biafrans want to provoke us into unprepared war, to give opportunity to Nigeria's security forces to slaughter our mothers, fathers, and our little children in another genocidal war, but we are wiser, and we shall beat them in their own game. In the end, Biafra shall be restored, and all glory and honor will go to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Comrade Emma Powerful, Media and Publicity Secretary for IPOB. May good Lord bless, protect and preserve Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and family, and may God bless Biafra and Biafrans. Stay tuned and remain blessed.